Now, back around the mid-80s to late 90s, comic books were a really good method of getting advertising to children, and Nintendo took advantage of that before comics eventually fell off the face of the earth. And today that's what I want to talk about. I'm going to revisit some lost Nintendo comic book ads and take a look at some lost media that might otherwise go unseen for the rest of time. The first one I want to start with, and the one that got me interested in making this video, is this Mario and Princess Bubble Bath comic book ad. I had seen it years ago in a comic book I had been reading, but as time went on, I lost track of that copy of the comic. But this ad depicts Mario and Peach, doing some weird acts with kids. Hopefully these are their own children, but as far as I know, Mario does not have any children, nor does Peach. So whose kids are these, and why is Mario giving them a bath? It's a little strange, and maybe should be looked into a little bit further. Up next, we have a strange series of comic book ads, the Nintendo Who Are You ads. Now, this was just a general advertising format that they used for Game Boy Advance games that they wanted to get out into the public. And often they would depict a realistic setting with a few Nintendo icons sticker pasted on. It's an interesting style. I mean, they even put fake tape on the ad to make it look more realistic. But they each accompany a strange phrase. Who are you? Now, most people, it's hard enough to answer that question as it is. So to have Nintendo pose that question to you while you're 10 years old reading a comic is a bit strange. But who knows, I'm sure Nintendo's not worried about anyone's identity crises. Now, this one's a pretty creative ad. This is an ad for the Super Advantage for the SNES, a controller based off of an arcade cabinet's controls. On top of 6 input buttons, this controller actually had 6 turbo settings as well, which made this controller kinda dope. Except it was hella bulky, so you couldn't really use it in your hands. It had to be placed on a table or flat surface. But I think this ad is an interesting illustration of what they were trying to go for when it came to the arcade cabinet style controller. So that's why I wanted to include it in this video. Now this one's kind of a plain one. This one's a Heyu Pikachu advertisement for the N64. It says, yes, you can tell Pikachu to run, dance, and fish. No, you can't tell Pikachu to do your homework. Which is a little unfortunate because I personally am not a fan of homework, so I was really hoping that buying this game would unlock the potential for an AI Pikachu to do every assignment I've ever needed, but I guess AI is just not that far along. This advertisement wasn't just for a game though. As you can see at the bottom, it's also advertising the voice recognition unit. It says at the bottom, now you can personally talk to Pikachu. Speak into the voice recognition unit microphone and watch your voice travel on screen. Hundreds of keywords and phrases make him run, dance, and do anything you want. Well, almost. And I think what's really great about this ad is it literally tells you that this is not a miracle product. Pikachu can't do anything more than just a few movements and reactions. But it's still an interesting ad. Now this one is interesting. This is a long lost Nintendo cereal. Back in the day, I guess Nintendo had a cereal brand which combined a Mario themed flavor and a Zelda themed flavor. Mario's flavor was fruity, while Zelda's flavor was berry. I mean, a lot of people probably didn't get their hands on this because it was discontinued after just a year. But I would have loved to try the shitty cereal that Nintendo would have made using our beloved mascots. Do I think it would be good? Not at all. Do I think I'd enjoy it? Also no. But it would be a great collector's item, and a great experience to share with myself. Apparently the cereal is packaged in 2 separate bags, so right down the middle is basically where the bags would be separated. One bag would contain Mario's fruity cereal, and the other would contain Zelda's berry cereal. It's a very interesting concept, and I wish that I was able to get my hands on it, and that it was still in production, but unfortunately we lost that privilege years ago. And finally I want to talk about this Game & Watch ad. Now for anyone who's unaware, a Game & Watch was basically the first Nintendo handheld gaming system. It operated in the same way that a calculator operates, with certain display panels lighting up and then turning off. Very rudimentary, and they could only play one game at a time, but this was an advertisement used in comic books to try to get kids to buy it. Now, concept art for Mario had been done at this point, and there was a rough idea of what he would generally look like past the pixels. So why, in God's name, did they draw Mario like an evil German? On top of that, why did they draw Donkey Kong like an overfed Russian? These are questions that Nintendo to this day has not answered and refuses to. But the one question I'd prefer to be answered above all else is why is Donkey Kong Jr. a cross now between a gorilla and a man? He doesn't resemble his original sprite or artwork at all, and overall is just scary. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been interesting taking a deep dive looking at these comic book ads that will probably never be seen again for years. So thank you for sticking with me, and I'll see you in the next episode.